Hey, it's Princess Castleberry, and welcome to part one of my micro-learning series, The Truth is in the Trigger. Now, let's be honest. We live in complex times. Whether it's a heated conversation, a workplace challenge, or the overwhelming weight of political and social issues, we are all navigating moments that stir something up deep within us. You know the feeling. Your heart races, your mind spins, and your emotions take over. That's what it feels like to be triggered. But let me tell you something. A trigger is not just an overreaction. It is your brain and body responding to a perceived threat, whether the threat is real or deeply felt. When you're triggered, your stress response system activates. It's like an alarm going off inside of you, pulling you out of logic and into survival mode. And here's the key. It's often tied to unresolved experiences, unspoken truths, or misaligned values. For example, I recently spoke to someone who shared how triggered they felt when about their company's decision to end certain DEI practices in light of major political shifts, highlighting how that shift felt like a violation of their personal values. That moment wasn't about overreacting. It was a sign that something deeply important to them was at stake. And here's what I want you to take away. Triggers aren't here to shut you down. They are here to teach you. They flag what's unresolved, misaligned, or in need of exploration. Here's another example. At a recent conversation with a client who shared that her mother had raised her to believe that any information she shared that was short of the truth was an outright lie. She had in turn felt like a liar anytime she couldn't give her team members complete factual information about an issue, and even harbored feelings of resentment that they were lying to her if they could not provide her complete factual information in any given instance. That was one really deep challenge that took a while for us to unearth. But here's the question I have for you. What's one situation, like the ones I've described, that stirs something deep within you? Maybe it's a conflict, injustice, or even a moment where your voice feels silenced. Instead of dismissing it, what if you leaned into it? What truth might that trigger reveal around what matters most to you? I want you to share your thoughts in the comments below and in the text, and I'd love to hear your perspective. I want you to join me for part 2 of this series tomorrow as we explore the science of being triggered and what really happens inside the brain and body. Until then, always remember that the truth is in the trigger.